Good evening guys, this is Cass, and today I'm going to be coming back at you with a review that is actually not entirely vaping related. Today we're going to be looking at some very interesting items. We're going to be looking at hand spinners. We're going to be looking at Begleri beads. There we go. And we're going to be looking at the Kururin Kodama. Interesting objects. So let's get down to it. So first of all of these items have been made by a very good friend of mine, a guy called Lloyd. He runs his company Distinct, and that's DIS7INKED, and he's been making these by hand. Some of these are 3D printed, but they're his designs. He's actually selling them on his Etsy at the moment. I find them incredibly fascinating, so I wanted to do a little bit of a video on them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop the camera down so you can see these things a little bit up close. I'm going to talk about them, go over them in detail, talk about the construction of them, what they're about, what they're for, where you can take them and what you can do with them, and then we're going to come back up. We're going to sort of summarize, and then we'll end the video. I wanted to go over all these things because I think they're incredibly fascinating, and I will be honest, I have been using these for the last couple of days. I cannot put a single one of them down. I've always got to make sure they're with me, and these are like a proper everyday carry thing. So we can drop the camera down, we're going to have a look at these a little bit more closely and a little bit more in depth, and then I'll talk about them a bit more. And let's go over them. So I've got two of the two-pronged hand spinners, just like this. And I've got one of the three-pronged ones. As you can see, they're all 3D printed. What I'm going to do is I'm going to hold these up close. And if you can see closely, you can see all these wonderful layers of the 3D printing. Now, some people, they try and go for this sort of ultimate resolution. I actually love seeing the lines and seeing how this machine has made them. Now, they're made essentially, obviously, out of this 3D printed material. You have these ball bearings on the edge here, and then you've got, hidden under there is a bearing, like a skate bearing, essentially. And it spins. There we go. Now, all of these bearings are slightly different types, and they're slightly different, not qualities, but they've been used different amounts, so they give you different effects. So let's go over the first one. The first one's this three-prong one. You can see all the webbing in here. These are beautifully made. There's the 7, the distinct 7 there. Let's give them a spin. That's a quick two-handed spin. As you can see, there's a sort of rattling, but it's not a rattling, it's just the sound of the bearings. Now, I find it's easier to flick them in two ways. One with the middle finger and you pull back on yourself, or the other one is where you flick it forward, like so. The other one we've got here, again, we've got that nice little 7 in there. Now, this is quite a new bearing. I don't think it's been used very much, and you can tell this because if I spin it, it's almost completely silent. There we go. This is actually probably the smoother, although this one doesn't seem to spin for as long. But actually, if you want to fiddle with it and you're watching TV, this is the one that's not going to annoy everyone sat next to you. These are phenomenal fidget toys. Absolutely phenomenal fidget toys. They keep your mind busy, they stop boredom. Some people use them for OCD if they can't stop moving their hands around. The last one, and this is the one that's really been coming with me everywhere, is this one. Now, all the white parts of these, they're all glow in the dark. These are all glow in the dark. So all the white ones are, you charge them up in UV rays and they will glow for you. So, what do we have here? This will obviously spin. And this one, it's got a bit of noise to it. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to spin it and then hold it up to my microphone so you can hear it. I timed this. This one spins for about 45 seconds. The other one spins for about 25 seconds, this one here. And this one here actually spins for about a minute. And I've been told the more I use them, the longer they'll spin as the bearings sort of bed in and wear in. So these are the spinners. Now you can get all these on the Distinct Etsy. They are of varying price. I think some of them are, I think these two are $4.99, but don't quote me on that. And this one I think is a touch more expensive. He's also selling some with some ceramic bearings in them, and they're going to be a little bit more expensive, but then the ceramic bearings are of a much higher caliber, shall we say, and so on. So that's the hand spinners. I haven't put them down since I got them. I find them incredibly addictive to play with and really, really quite enjoyable. Let's move on to the Begleri beads. Now, Begleri beads, I believe they come from a Greek toy, but they're essentially almost worry beads. Now, these ones specifically, I'm going to have to come back a little bit for this. But these ones are meant for spinning. As you can see, you spin them, and you can spin them this way, and you spin them that way. And there are all sorts of tricks you can do as you spin these. you can fiddle with them. That's the point of them, is you fiddle with them. There are no rules to it. These are made with 2 quite heavy brass beads and a little bit of paracord in between. Strong stuff, this paracord, so you ain't going to break on you. And right on the end, it's been tied off with a really quite sturdy knot, which the more you sort of pull it, the tighter it gets. So it's not going to pull through there. There we go. So I just spin them. You can spin them and just swing them around. But these are good. I actually sort of sling these over my belt loop. And I kind of carry them everywhere. If I'm waiting in a queue, I start wanging them around. If I'm sat at a desk, I'll just start spinning them. If I'm sat in front of the TV, I'll spin them. Anywhere, you can just get them out. They're not potentially long. I think these are, it's got to be about 6 or 7 inches long. It does come with a longer piece of paracord that you can use if you want something a bit longer. But actually, these are spot on. This is exactly the right amount of length for me. Do be careful though when you're spinning them around. These are quite heavy bits of brass, and they will smash computer screens. They will hit people, and it can hurt, because these are moving quite fast when you get them spinning. But that's the Begleri beads. Let me just look. So these Begleri beads, they're going for $7.99. The tri-spinner, which is one like this, but it has bearings instead of ball bearings, that's $9.99, just while I'm going over the prices here. The 2-ball, which is one of these, it's $4.99, and you can get a 4-ball design, and that's $7.99. The Begleri beads are $7.99 for those, and it's essentially a toy consisting of 2 brass beads at the end of either string. They can be flipped and tied around the fingers to perform tricks. Begleri originate in Greece and originally derived from the Greek rosary or komboloi, which served the function of worry beads and are often flipped around to pass the time or keep the hands busy. Like I've just said, so I was pretty much spot on with what I thought these were. That's the Begleri beads, that's the spinners. This. Now, this is the part of the video where I completely cock it up and it all goes completely not the way I wanted it. This is a Kururin, a Japanese fidget desktop toy. I'm going to read off the website for these. Originally created in Japan as a desktop toy, Kururin have become increasingly popular the world over. They're great little pocket size. These are about 9 centimeters that way by about 3.5 centimeters across the middle there. Easy to use, yet tremendously difficult to master. In the world of modern day technology, to have something that is super addictive and is simply a wooden block is just a beautiful thing. Now, this is made, I'm not entirely sure what type of wood this is made from. I think it's like a pine. Now, these ends are sort of like an acrylic-y type, but they're very slightly magnetic. Now, I think there are different types of them. Some of them have foam on the end, some of them have acrylic, some of them have this sort of weird metal. Now, the idea is to stand them up and roll them over, like so. Ah, caught it. There we go. And if you get it really right, you can just sort of flick back and forth like this. Now, this looks simple, but there's just something about it that I cannot stop doing. Or you can get a second one and you can try and do 2 at a time, so you push both hands over and flick them back and forth. The one trick that is quite good that I haven't really mastered is where you flick it and it kind of lands upright. There we go. I'm so glad I managed to master that for this video. Or if you're ultra talented, is you just knock it and it stands up on its own accord. Now, I'm not going to do it now because A, it'll take me days and days of filming just to get one of it where it stands up on its own. These are horribly addictive little devices. I cannot put it down. It goes everywhere with me. And I just stand there and just go back and forth. And yeah, there is a little bit of skill in it. Like doing this back and forth, you can pick that up pretty quickly. I picked that up in probably a couple of minutes of having it. But doing anything and discovering what it's capable of, what surfaces it works on best. It doesn't like stepping over anything. So if you had something in the way, I don't know, I'm going to use the string of these beads here. That'll ruin it. That'll just... doesn't like that at all. So just something flat, any surface really does. This one's kind of cool on metal because it kind of sticks halfway because of the magnets. Get yourself one of these. Now this is obviously called a Kururin. I've seen them online in various places called a Kururin Kodama. They come in all sorts of different wood types. I believe he will be at some point releasing one. There's going to be a hardwood version, but there is no word on how much that will cost. And you can pick these up from his Etsy, which I will put in the link below. I should have said that earlier. This will be in the description below, there'll be a link. These are $8.99. Now, these are all handmade. They're beautifully well. This is really smooth here. This is glued on. This is not wobbly or moving. There's no splinters in it. You can rub your hands up and down it all day. There's no fear of any splinters. And the other thing is it doesn't seem to be varnished. It's just the quality of the build. And I've been playing with it all day. It's also pretty hard wearing because if you're going to be doing this on a desk, it's going to be falling on the floor a lot. I know. I've dropped it quite a few times. And there's absolutely no dents in it. There's no scratches in it. There's nothing that's going to ruin the functionality of this device. Beautifully made, beautifully crafted, and with the right amount of practice, is going to cause you hours and hours and hours of fidgeting fun and time. I love it. I think it's brilliant. I think that probably rounds the close up. So there's all of the things here. And I'd like to thank Lloyd at Distinct for sending these my way for the purpose of this review. He's making all sorts at the moment. Get in contact with him on Instagram, get in contact with him on Etsy. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go back up and finish the video. So I'll see you in the FaceTime. Hi there, guys. We're back. So that was the hand spinner, the Kururin, and the Begleri beads. I will hypnotize you with my beads. These are brilliant devices. Get on the Etsy. I'm going to be dropping a link in the description below. If you enjoyed this video, and I'd like to say thank you for watching. This is a bit of a sort of a sidestep from the normal vaping things I do, but don't worry, I'll be having lots more vaping things coming very, very soon. I've got a couple of videos waiting to be uploaded. So thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the subscribe button, please hit the like button, share it around. Go visit Distinct's Etsy, go visit his Instagram. There's new videos and things up every single day, photos, all the works. Get yourself some of these. I promise you, if you are a fidgeter, this is what you need. Go sort yourself out because honestly, you wouldn't regret it. And thank you for watching. My name has been Cass, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.